Hey there guys, Justin back with the WinBarClub, and today I have another battle in Napoleon Total War for you all. This is again one of the replays Achilles sent me, and it's another 2 versus 2. Actually, you guys haven't seen a 2 versus 2 yet. You've seen a 1v1 and a 4v4. So, in this one here, he's going to be playing as the Ottomans. His ally over here is Prussia. And this is the Sunken Jungle map. They're going to be playing against Prussia and Great Britain. The nice thing for us is that the two Prussias are not directly opposite each other, so hopefully that doesn't get too confusing. But let's see here what's going on. Right at the start, we've got cavalry action. We've got some lancers getting into some of his mounted rifle units here, which is not good for them. Getting backed up by some Selatar Guard. But there is a ton of Prussian cavalry here. We've got Lancers, Dragoons, Cuirassiers, and here comes the 10th Hussars and the Royal Scots Greys. So take a look at this. We've got mounted rifle units coming up right behind, and these guys should start firing here. Taking a good long time to reload their guns, and they're actually going to get charged. Wow, I was sure those guys would have gotten off a shot. But yeah, to start this battle, we've got a big cavalry scrap right here on top of this hill. Tons of troops rushing up anyways. He's getting his light infantry and line infantry up on this hill. Nothing down in the hill. The bulk of the force here is on the left flank in these trees. So this giant cavalry fight. Right now, the Ottomans are actually holding pretty well, and we're getting some line infantry firing into it. Now, the big thing here is how many of their own men are they going to be shooting, because he is lined up behind his own cavalry. Some of these men sneaking a few shots through, and we've got more lancers coming in. But it looks like Achilles' cavalry is going to get the best of this fight for the moment. He's still got some more cavalry in reserve, and these 10th Hussars are firing into the fight. We've got some Silesian Schützen shooting. It looks like they're actually hitting the hill there, but check this position out. These line infantry looking over this hillside, and you can see from their point of view that British cavalry in the back, the 10th Hussars. So we'll see if those 10th Hussars stay there, and if these guys get another shot on them. Gotta ram that gun real good, and here we go. Yeah, they are taking shots at those guys. So this cavalry unit's suffering some casualties to that. But take a look at that. That is the result of that early cavalry battle. Dead horses and men everywhere. Meanwhile, over on this flank, Achilles has some units in these trees even, but his Prussian ally is coming around this side of the lake, and I cannot tell if this is friendly lancers or enemy lancers. So the Prussia versus Prussia stuff's gonna get a little bit confusing. It looks to me, I'd guess that these are friendly, just from the positioning. And here you can see Britain has turned this flank, although no Prussian troops coming through there. Those cavalry are probably friendly though, so that's probably what triggered that. And the enemy Prussian player has a long line of skirmishers here firing into the woods. These line infantry are going to back out of that. You can see 2 dead guys here. I don't know if they lost any more. Did they? They lost 5 men, so yeah, the trees and the hills here do give a lot of terrain cover from incoming skirmisher fire, that is. But they've got 6 skirmisher units up against what's going on here. Prussia is bringing in their units now, though, to return fire. And that's what we see going on now. A lot of returning fire. Over here we've got men shooting at these Prussian Fusiliers. But for the moment, getting an overhead of the battlefield. That's what's going on, just staring at each other for the moment, and we've got a skirmish going on in these trees. A big skirmish at that. Prussia versus Prussia, the Prussian Civil War. Let's take a look from these guys' point of view. This is an elite skirmishing unit here. Oh, that guy got shot in the neck, it looks like. We've got some Prussian Fusilier pushing forward there, which is kind of interesting. They're taking a lot of fire doing that. Look at this. You can see they dropped a lot of men, and now they're walking away. Walking rather slowly while getting shot in the back. Yep, more of them dropping. And that seems to be the story of it for the moment. Just a big skirmish. We've got some movement from the Allied Prussian infantry line, though. And it looks like this entire force is about to push forward. They're moving into the trees there. But for the moment, just these skirmishers. We've got some 10th Hussars. These 10th Hussars moving over this way. These Lancers are not hidden because this is Napoleon Total War, so you can't move around in the trees while hidden. And you can see they did fire a volley in there. Only got one man, though. But those are definitely not this Prussian players here. Cavalry. I think he lost most of his cavalry in the beginning. We've got this Lancer unit left, and that looks to be about it, unless there is more hidden somewhere. But yeah, take a look at this. Inside the jungle here, we've got a full Prussian force kneeling in the trees, all taking shots across that field. And the other Prussian player has backed off kind of for the moment. Yeah, Britain has too. They were pushed up farther, and it looks like just the advance of that infantry made them want to get their skirmishers back. Britain's in a real interesting position here. I have to think they have some more troops hidden there. You can see they've got 2 units of foot over here backing up this Prussian player. Yeah, there's some rifle units. But the bulk of their infantry is over here in this weird wedge, which, I mean, these guys are close enough that they could get over this way really easily, really quickly, but definitely a strong force to hold off against the cavalry that was over there. And no movement yet on this flank. So I think what's really going on here, Achilles does not have that much skirmishing units, and he's letting his Prussian ally do as much skirmishing as he can, and trying to let these enemy skirmishers expend ammo, so that when he moves forward, he's not taking tons of fire from them. But for the moment, we are gonna... Oh, look, we do have some motion coming forward. I was about to say we're gonna sit here a moment and see what happens, but we've got a unit of musketeers really pushing forward now, followed by this entire force is now being aggressive. There we go. Achilles has got some units in here. He's got the Bashi Bazooks. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but nonetheless, look at these musketeers. They were at 120, they're down to 79, taking in a ton of fire, just doing their job, being a shield for these melee infantry. And here they come. Here comes the charge. Combined charge here. We've got Prussia on Prussia. That's going to be super confusing. Coming through these trees, we've got more melee infantry, and we're going to see how much fire they take as they come in. And it looks like most of these British are reloading. There we go. That's a volley point blank into them. But these guys are going to get engaged here, and so they're going to do a lot of work. Over on this side, we've got the musketeers moving forward. Looks like most of these guys can't shoot, and I'd be kind of worried that these guys are going to shoot their own men. Though Britain is a little bit higher up, so we'll see what happens. Elsewhere, Achilles moving up the rest of his line, and looks like these guys are going to run away, so the British foot are going to repel the Ottoman melee units for the moment. We've got more Prussian infantry pushing in. They seem to have defeated one unit, but that's going to be the end of that rush for the moment. Got some line infantry getting ready to duke it out with the British. And over here, look, more melee units getting involved. And this is not good. I mean, the Prussian player couldn't really do too much about it, but having these melee units tied up in his men is just obviously not an optimal situation for him. Take a look at some of these guys fighting each other here. All the grand stabbing going on. Yeah, and the Ottomans are going to do really well in this. Over here, even more melee units getting into the thick of it. There is a unit of foot guards right behind there, so we'll see how that turns out. And you can see Achilles does have his line infantry supporting. So as these melee units are cutting their way through, we've got line infantry shooting the enemy up. And check this out. 2 units of line infantry coming around the left flank. Their left, Prussia's right. And there is a unit of foot guards here that can turn to meet them, but these guys are going to rush up and start really kind of wrapping in. And these melee units are doing very well right here, as they should. Look at this, the Prussian general just standing and watching his lines be rushed in front of him. More melee going on. These foot guards are going to be hard to take down, though. So let's take a look at what's going on the other flank. It looks like we've got, wow, foot guards melee charged here into foot. I'd have kept my foot guards shooting, but it looks like even more melee charges going on here. There is a stout line of Highland foot behind here, though, so we'll see how well this goes. These troops back here, these foot guards, are shooting into these Highland foot who are not firing back. And I'll bet you this guy turned off his fire at will so that he would not be shooting his own men in the back. But these guys are just taking fire for the moment. This is a good position, though. All these riflemen out on this flank. A lot of bloodshed going on there, though. And Britain seems to be holding decently strong. Over here, the general staff taking fire. We've got the Free Corps coming in. Some Scimitar Guard. Only 7 men in that unit, of course, though. So Prussia Center is holding for the moment. But if we look at this point in the woods, I mean, look at the bodies. Those Ottoman melee units just thrash these guys. And then these line infantry coming in on the flank. We've got a full flank going on here. And that poor unit of foot guards is now just getting shot down. Here they are as they run away.
Our men are running, sir.
So Achilles has won the fight on his left handily, and he's going to be able to start bringing troops over. He's still got some cavalry coming. His Prussian ally, though, is taking insane losses. These 2 foot guards here are still firing, and the foot guards are going to last for a while. They did defeat the first line of enemy British troops. Looks like they're probably going to be able to take out that 42nd Foot unit. These guys now are firing back, but these rifles on the flank, I guarantee, are just doing a number. I mean, super accurate fire into these foot guards. And these guys are dropping. It looks like now they're going to charge. I'd imagine the 42nd Foot would repel this. And it looks like they're going to. And the other unit didn't even make it forward. These Highland Foot shredding them down. So take a look at the losses there. Big line of dead for the British, but a giant field of dead for the Prussian player as he advanced from all the way back in these woods. So what's he got left? He's got his general here doing a charge on the back of this foot unit. That actually might do some work right there. Oh, and from the front, Achilles' general comes in. So yeah, this unit's probably gone. These guys are getting sandwiched right now by 2 leaders. That's going to hurt their morale. Of course, there goes his general. That's not good either. What else do we have going on? You can see all the bodies from this fight where the melee rush came through. We got a melee charge coming in from light infantry. That's going to stop these foot from firing for the moment. The foot will beat those guys. You can see the spread out melee back here. but that is going to let Achilles bring up his line infantry. We've got another melee charge coming in here. This is a Highland foot, and Achilles is going to get into a square formation. It looks like some enemy rifles came back from routing, so I'm trying to see what's left on this battlefield. Yeah, we've got several units of line infantry, but Britain is bringing over more troops quickly, and he does have these mounted rifle units over here. One unit of Prussian militia, basically. And these guys are going to charge into the British rifles. That's going to be awesome. Their infantry support has been routed, so this pile of dead here is going to get even more filled up. And over here, this is going to be tough, though. These British, the Highland foot's still pretty healthy. This foot unit is. That foot unit's down to 40 men. And this unit's tied up in melee with a Highland foot right now, but these guys, other than their amazing morale, should rout in a second. They're down to 12 men. Look, this guy getting choked out there. Yeah, so that's it for that Highland foot. So, let's see. And it looks like that's probably going to be it for this battle. Yeah, this poor unit of infantry has just way too many British troops to take out. Here we go. You can see these guys pulling back, trying to fight for another day. Over here we've got melee charge going on. And I wonder who's going to win over here. For the moment, the Ottomans are winning that. So is this going to come down to the end? Check this out. This mounted rifle unit has killed the British general. Over here, I saw one unit in the woods. I can't tell where they are. Here they are. Line infantry with 68 men. And approaching them is a Landwehr unit, although this might be the Allied unit. Yes, that is. So these two units are Achilles and his ally. He's got this unit of line infantry over here, and that British general actually did defeat his cavalry. So we'll see how this goes. These Highland foot should outmatch the Ottoman infantry. And they're firing through the woods there. Over here, Achilles is getting his men up onto this hillside. He does have this unit of light infantry back here. So this is going to be crazy close. Trying to see what's going on here. Yeah, he's going to use this hillside to his advantage. Look at this. These guys are shooting right into the hill. That is doing them nothing. And yeah, that player's going to notice it. But for the moment, these line infantry are going to line up on the flank here. And it is 3 units right now firing into the Highland foot, who still really hasn't taken many losses. They're going to try to start backing away, form another line. We should have fire opening up on them from here. There we go. And remember, all generals are dead now. Over here, this general unit's going to come mop up these remaining light infantry. But look at this. They've routed 1 unit of foot.
Our men are running, sir.
And this Highland foot, I mean, this is the tough unit. This other unit of foot's probably going to rout pretty quickly once taking fire. If they can rout this Highland foot, though, that's big trouble for Britain. Now they're taking fire in the back. And that's it. They're running. So now only the general unit is left. So what looked like Britain was going to win that one, at this point, they don't really have much of a chance. They've got 8 men in this general's unit. And here they come. They're going to come in for a last gallant charge. The sun at their backs. That was pretty funny looking. Those men losing, the horses losing the men there. Yeah, and that's going to be it. 5 men left. Wow. Again, take a look at this. The number of bodies over here. What a bloody battle. All along this line. Insane amounts of dead. Well, that definitely is a clutch victory if I've ever seen one. And look at that. That's actually pretty crazy. The British player here, the captain, getting 1,784 kills. Achilles getting 1,613. And both Prussian players coming up on the weaker end with under 800 kills each. So that was an interesting one. Yeah, melee units at the top for Achilles. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember, if you have replays that you would like me to show, send them in. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching.